Sorry, hopefully this won't be really obnoxious. Alright, let's see here. How are we gonna. Is that good? Alright. The sound is far away. Okay, we're gonna do 20 minutes work, 5 minutes breaks. If you want to talk about anything, be sure to leave it in the comments. It's been an interesting 24 hours for me online, so I'm sure I'll have a lot to say. But hopefully people get alerted to these. I need to do a better job at telling people that I'm going to do these because I never mention it ahead of time. I just kind of hope people find me. I didn't even post about it on TikTok. Anyway, we're gonna do 20 minutes work, 5 minutes of breaks. It's gonna be a good time. I have so much work to do. So thank you for joining me. Hope you get a lot of work done. Be sure to leave thoughts in the comments and we'll chat on the breaks and it'll be really fun. Okay, enjoy the sounds of typing. Hmm. Yeah, why did my downloads suddenly disappear from here? What's that? Okay, that's pretty bad. See how that looks. Wait, why didn't they save? Ah. Hello. If people are here, we have made it to break. Congratulations if you've been working. Oh my god, there's a comment. How was my weekend? My weekend was weird. Um it was good. I don't remember what I did on Saturday. I think I just worked. I had so much work to do this weekend and I didn't get most of the stuff I needed to get done, which is fine because I'm working on it now. But I launched my newest product, so that was cool. And then I decided that I was gonna wade into fandom discourse, which was not smart of me. It was, like, fine, like, I'm happy with the video that I put out, but I ended up deleting it, after a few hours because I was just like, "I'm not in the mood to have conversations with stans this week." Um, because I understand that it sucks when your fave is put in a rough position, but I was trying to have a conversation about how, like, SNL makes everyone complicit within the system, and Hollywood is a system, and entering into that system often requires you to compromise your morals, and how that is bad. Um, and it's bad for everyone. It's bad for the people who are put in those positions, first and foremost. But people cannot handle nuanced conversation in which I am not judging a person, but rather pointing out the system of which they are a part of. Thank you. I agreed with myself for like 75% of it, but then I went on a small tangent about like these people want to be famous and we should always be suspicious of people who want to be famous, which I understand why that landed in an inflammatory way for people. So I took it down mostly because the comments were just fucking wild. And like I was getting some really earnest but really upset DMs from people. And I was just like, I don't want to have this conversation a million times because like I didn't feel like I was being purposefully misunderstood, but I felt like I don't know how to say this without just sounding, like, kind of insulting, but, like, I think I was having a conversation that people were not able to comprehend, and so they were getting upset because they couldn't understand, like, literally what I was saying. Um, and so I was getting a lot of, like, upset, not angry, because like, angry is a different thing. Like, I think there's a certain tone that I'm willing to just be like, "Yeah, you're just like, yeah, that's not about me," you know? But when people were like, "Am I not supposed to like this person anymore?" I'm like, "We're not ready. We're not ready to have stan culture conversations, I think." Or I wasn't ready. Like, I was not emotionally prepared to handle other people's emotions. I've also just been getting some strange things said to me lately online, which is normal. I'm talking about misogyny, but I don't know. I don't want to exhaust myself. Anyway, that's how my weekend was. Uh, but I was feeling pretty kind of hopeless because honestly, a lot of stuff around SNL and just like the culture of and like rape culture makes me sad. And then I went to this launch of a zine and it was about this like show that everybody had been hired to do like an anti-capitalist improv show and it was terrible and everybody was treated really terribly and then they got together like a year later and some people did stand up about it basically and then we bought a zine and smoked weed outside with some people, so that was fun. And at the end of the show they had a union organizer come up and talk about working with like local artists unions and how like artists can help each other and like protect themselves, and I think that was really hopeful because I have just been feeling a lot of like, ugh, I hate that Hollywood demands this of people, but also I don't know, like I I can tell I'm still upset about it because I'm just like, I feel like I was being purposely misunderstood. Maybe I was, but I feel like I hate the complicity demanded and like the moral bending that's demanded, and I think it's bad for people, and it makes me sad that people spend a lot of energy online defending like these choices that people are making consciously. So it's just an all around like not fun thing, and I wish it was more fun. Yeah, I think and I don't know, I got comments that I would describe as like shut up and dribble. Like a lot of people were literally like, "Can you just go back to talking about heated rivalry?" And I was like, "No." Like, first of all, that's fucking rude, but also like my brain isn't like I'm talking about whatever I want to talk about. Like, you know what I mean? So it was a lot. It was just a lot for me to like feel like people were just exhausted talking about misogyny. It's like, yeah, that's what it does. That's why we never fix it because we just get exhausted and then the next time you scroll, someone is telling you like how to maximize your beauty in order to get paid more at your job instead of asking you, why do you get paid more if you look pretty at your job? Misogyny is so annoying. Okay, anyway, 20 more minutes of work. I'm in a great mood. Everything in life is amazing. I spent the last 2 hours crying about my cat, so we're good. All right. Actually, I think this is this is done. No, it's not. I need to Nope. Yeah. Okay, I think that's good on that. Oh, I don't want to do this. Okay. Boink. I don't think I did the description. Oh yeah, I should probably delete that, huh? Did I lose a bunch of subscribers this weekend? That's just gaining though. I didn't like go down, did I? Okay.
Hey creators, welcome back to the new.
Ugh, seriously.
It's
Nope, not what I'm trying to do. Good lord. Hmm. Does this still work? Oh, it does. Cool. I don't know that that is the calendar I want people using, and I don't think I'm going to make enough this month to make Luma make sense, which is annoying. Do I? Why is this so bad? Why does this look fucking terrible? I don't think we need that. I will say this is a top tip if you use a lot of text replacements to just go in and like put website shortcuts and other things that you use a lot as your text replacement. Works every time. And colors that you use a lot, put their hex codes in there. Oh, Jesus. Mm, no. Oh, that's so annoying. Congratulations, we made it to break. Um, oh, thank you. I feel mostly okay. I think the cat stuff is but I feel mostly okay. I mean, I think I feel as good as I can for how devastated I always knew I would feel. I just expected to have 10 more years. Anyway, can't talk about it. I okay. My confession is that I couldn't finish the original Game Changers book. I didn't like it. I was not into the dynamic. And I skip episode 3. Sorry. My favorite moments of episode 3 are just the Shane and Elliot moments, which I think is fine. But I don't love a coffee shop AU, to be honest. Like, rarely is that my thing. Um Oh, good. We're not alone. Yeah, my friend is trying to get me to read the Fabian one. She thinks it's like a really good one about anxiety. And I generally trust her taste. She's the one who was like, you'll really enjoy this book for years. Most vindicated woman in the world. And was like, oh my God, my favorite book is getting adapted into this Canadian show. I'm gonna have to figure out how to get a VPN. And then I was like, I think it's gonna come on HBO because I like sent her it on Instagram. And that was the first time I ever engaged with Heated Rivalry. Um, yeah, she's trying to get me to read that one. I Here's the thing. I think the books are fine. I don't love her writing style, so I find it hard to get psyched to like read another of her book. Like I don't mind. I think like Heated Rivalry is a good book. Like I enjoyed that book. And I think she writes smut extremely well. I feel like there's a lot of criticism of her writing that does not mention that she is very good at sex scenes. And I liked parts of The Long Game. Like I liked the writing in parts of The Long Game. I don't love the book. I didn't like the plot, but that's like I don't like when couples have internal issues after they've already gotten together because I'm just like, make the issue the outside world, don't make it each other. Um, which is fine. Yeah, AO3 being down so much is alarming. But I also keep seeing people be like, I don't even know what they spend the money on. And it's like, guys, they give you a fucking breakdown of what they spend the money on. Like you can say there are many criticism I don't think there are that many criticisms you can lobby at AO3 that I'll take that seriously, honestly. But especially saying like they don't tell you what they spend the money on. They tell you exactly what they spend the money on. Like, and it's not their fault that they raise the money so fucking quickly just because like it's a free service that people like when AO3 is down. So I find out so many things about so many people. Because the people who genuinely just like can't function without it, I'm like, yeah, this is a vital service. I actually think this is keeping so many people sane at any given time during the day. Like it's been a month of me reading a lot of fic, I would say, because like it's a perfect escape. And I haven't been able to sleep at night because I miss my cat. Yeah, I think it's so interesting that we're seeing a big pushback to fic in culture, like pro shipper stuff, like all of this kind of discourse. Cause I'm just like, I think the morality policing is really interesting. Which is also what I got accused of doing this weekend. I was like, it's not morality. If I'm saying it's not a morality test because everybody would fail it, but do you see how they set people up to fail it so that they're more culpable and they don't speak out later? Like that was the point I was making, but nobody can get to that part. I also think, okay, this is my thing on TikTok, especially because on YouTube, I actually think the comments generally are much, much like kinder, better, more thoughtful. Not to say I don't get incredibly like I used to get. I need to talk about Gilmore Girls again because I used to get such incredible comments. Like people were writing fucking theses in my comments on TikTok about that show. But like I get so many comments that I'm like, you didn't watch the whole video. And I really wish I could have a setting of like you have to watch the whole video before you're allowed to comment. Because so many times people will say things and I'm like, I didn't say that in the video. Like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't like to make people feel ashamed of themselves. So I don't tend to respond directly or feistily. But there's part of me that's like, I think I might need to start because like people do not understand. And I don't this is just a little something about me. I don't like being talked to like I'm stupid. There are many self-doubts that I have. My intelligence level is not one of them, and I get immediately like about it. So that's something for me to probably work on. But I will say it's like instant on TikTok when that happens. I'm like, I can't have this conversation. Oh, what a fun one to end on. Okay. Um, one one more streak, 20 more minutes. Um, yeah, like, the same way that you sometimes have to, like, solve a jigsaw puzzle, I wanna be like, "What was the message of this video?" And if they get that question wrong, they have to watch the video again. Um, because it's really what it really is that a lot of people are not good at inferring information from other information. They can only take it literally. And I noticed this in terms of just also like media analysis. A lot of people can only understand exactly what's happening in media. Like, I can't tell you the conversations I was having to have with people about the fucking bartender not giving Shane ginger ale. Like, people were like, "But he's bad at his job," and I was like, "That is the point." Like, the point is that he's telling him he's not allowed to have like he's not bad at his job. He's a character. Like, also, yeah, characters can be bad at their jobs and not. What? Like, what do you mean you're mad at the actor? Like, it's just so stupid. Anyway, 20 more minutes and then break. Don't let you crazy. Where did you come from? I'm always right, but what's your perception? I'm kind of shy. Oh, didn't he mention?
and have them all make mind. We hope this course gives you
home tomorrow. You're just someone who I don't want to talk to you. I don't find you crazy at all. Hmm. Ugh, so annoying. Why does nothing text replace anymore? You. What newspaper do I want? Well, at least that looks better. I'm kinda shy, but didn't he mention I don't even know you, you're just someone who I don't want to talk to. You're one. Don't find you crazy at all. Remember when I wrote things? Oh, God. Okay, I'm gonna delete these. I just don't think, it's a good idea. I am a little bit bummed, but oh well. Don't even know just someone who I don't talk to. Oh. Sick. Oh God, I spent so much time making these fucking pages. Okay, so I'm running 3 workshops this month. Maybe 4. Oh, I might have booked a gig. Oh, yeah. Okay, sounds great. Oh, when did she email me back? Okay. Oh, pages, you never cease to fucking aggravate me. You're doing amazing. Never did that. words is this? How many characters? This is 494, baby. God, I need to change my website. Oh, I'm losing it. I am losing it. Why is this where I'm going for this? Whatever. I don't even know you. You're just someone who I don't want to talk to. You're wild. I don't find you crazy at all. Oh my god, congratulations everyone. We made it to break again. Yeah, the microphone I'm using is this little guy. It's the Rode travel mic. I used to use a blue Yeti blue snowball, which worked for me for many, many years. And then I didn't use it for like 2 years. And then when I went back to use it, it was all fuzzy. But the Rode one comes in this little case. I'm currently using it. So like it comes with a little adapter for your phone. But you can it's a USB-C, so you can put it in your computer as well. And then they come with these little like, furry domes for that you can like put. Hang on, I'll do it on camera. Um, but you can like slide the mic right in, and they clip onto things. But also, this is a magnet, so you can like put it on your clothes and magnetize it. So I really do like these. I have ended up doing this quite a bit. But yeah, they're easy to charge, easy to carry. Everybody says mine looks like a chicken nugget, which always just makes me go like, what the fuck kind of chicken nuggets are you guys eating? And then I remember that Wendy's has spicy nuggets that do look alarmingly like my microphone. So that one's on me. Yeah, I think the blue snowballs, like, they're fine, early mic, but I think this thing was like $100 and it was worth it for me personally. Someone did leave a comment that I've been thinking of where they were like, I've missed you talking with your hands. And I'm like, yeah, I get that. I don't think I've completely stopped talking with my hands, but I'm not a good judge of my own videos, to be honest. I did just sign up to do a workshop. So now I'm like trying to build out this resume, which is fun. love to have questions like, "What makes this person unique?" After I've been invited to do something. So I'm like, I don't fucking know. The fact that I learned facilitation by inventing a product for facilitation, that's what's unique about me. Weem, why are you chewing on a plastic bag? Um, Weem loves plastic. This is one of the things about Weem that is very funny to me. She's always been like this. Hi. Do you want to cry into the microphone? Yeah. You're sniffing it, but I need you to cry. People can't. I mean, not cry, meow, but you don't meow. You cry. Um, Weem has always sniffed plastic bags or tried to eat plastic. She chewed through two different sets of headphone wires the first week we got her, um, which I just find funny. Um, and yeah, I the only musical I've ever left early was Moulin Rouge because I did not like the Broadway show at all. And I kept laughing because during Firework, which they replace Satine's One Day I'll Fly Away, a beautiful song, with Firework by Katy Perry. And I was like, it started, and I was like, are they going to say the plastic bag line? Because I don't think plastic had been invented, let alone plastic bags. And then I left the show early after like the fifth time they used a slur for sex workers. And I was like, this feels deeply mean spirited and not like fun in any way. Um, and I looked it up and plastic bags were not invented yet. So they just skip the line. So like it's just firework, but it starts like, do you ever feel paper thin? And it's just like, like what's happening here? It was when JoJo was Satine, but I went during a matinee and JoJo was not there. But I did see Aaron Tveit, fellow Ithaca college attendee. He's not an alum. He quit because he got cast on Broadway. So anytime all the Ithaca kids would be like, Aaron Tveit went here, I'd be like, yeah, and he was good enough. He didn't have to graduate. So sorry. I don't think you guys are on the same career path, actually. I wasn't mean to the Dillingham kids. I was just deeply jealous of them. But anyway, he was good, but like he's singing jukebox musicals. So like how, he's got powerhouse pipes, but he's singing Shut Up and Dance with Me. Like, is this supposed to be the best musical experience I've ever had? Oh no. Okay. I think I will probably do like a little more work. And then if people want to hang out and chat, I'll probably stop the timer pretty soon because I might be done for the day. Which makes sense. It's 11:30 and I should go to bed, but will I? Always the question. People don't read things on the internet. Oh God. Okay. I'm feeling pretty done. I'm not gonna lie. Oh God. Okay. There's only 9 minutes left. Do people want to finish it out? I can never tell because I can never tell. I don't know if people are working with the Pomodoro, just hanging out. Let me know if you really want to finish it. Otherwise, kind of happy to just chat. I'm pretty done. I'm so done with work right now. No, I can't be. I have so much to do every day. Every day. Oh my goodness. Ugh. So it customer service is so aggravating because you're just like, I put it all on the website. I told you. I told you you'd have to pay customs fees. Um, nice. Hell yeah. Thanks for hanging out. I really do enjoy doing the lives. I should honestly probably flip it around and like show my face. Um, because that's smart. And that way you're not just staring at a screen. I will say I love my desk tripod, but if like when things happen and it like okay, hang on. It like loses grip and then you have to like reset it by like going like all the way around. It's very um and now it's okay. Well, sorry to rotate I really hope nobody's like feeling dizzy from this. Okay. Great. We're doing it. What if if I flip it around, where is it actually aiming? Oh, it is aiming at me. Hello. Um God, I never actually appear on the lives, do I? Oh, all right. Not too not too terrible. I can kind of sit here and it's fine. I usually angle it, but this this is my bag. This is my bag rack. You can never really see what's back here. And that's my fridge because I sit in my kitchen because that's where my desk is. Um, oh God, I love my apartment, but do I? Oh God. Okay. What are we gonna talk about? What are we doing? I need to actually make more long form content. That is a thing that I've been meaning to do for a while. And I just keep not doing it. I've been using the excuse, and it's not an excuse, it's a legitimate reason. Where is the camera? Um, but like I've just been too depressed. Like I can't really get through long periods of time without crying. But then I was thinking like, oh, what do I do for long form content? And then I remembered I have a blog with 200 essays on it that I could just start reading through. Even though some of them I wrote 5 years ago. Smoke Show's been around for so long. It was really fun when I put out the Towels podcast. Like a bunch of people ended up listening to old episodes, and so people kept bringing them up to me, and I was like, "Oh yeah, I did an episode on cults. I did an episode on that." So there's things that I should do. I'm also just like I don't watch I don't watch lives, so I'm not like super familiar with like the general content of them, which sounds so silly. But I keep getting requests to like do watch alongs and things. And I keep being like, what is the legality? Like, I truly do not understand, which is really weird for me to admit because I've been watching YouTube for so fucking long. You'd think I would have picked up on it by now, but I just never know. And I feel like that would be a smart thing for me to do. Have I watched Heated Rivalry in the last 4 days? No. It's the longest I've gone without watching it. I just I reached a certain point in the last week where I was like, I think I'm waning a little bit. And part of that is just like it's not that the fandom's not enjoyable because it is, like the parts that I'm in, but it's more just like you can't talk about it without getting a bunch of responses right now that are very like just odd. Like I don't know. Uh, I think fandom is hard because like when you want to be normal. Yeah, that's what I'm aware of, like, is people do it on Patreon or they do kind of like commentaries that you can listen to while you watch it, which I would be down to do. The problem is just like I here's the thing, like I've always felt a little bit like imposter syndrome of just like you should listen to an actual expert. Like I feel like people who want commentaries, I'm like, I want director's commentaries, but then I remember that like, no, I went out of my way to buy the Showgirls box set DVD so that I could get a camp commentary track from David Schmader. Like people, I love so I need to just trust in my own abilities to do things more often. But I'm also really bad at monetizing anything because I am deeply anti-capitalist. So I feel very like everything for me is a sliding scale and like I always want to make things accessible. Um, and I know that that's like not benefiting me or my bank account. And I do live in a capitalist society. So at some point we all have to bend in some way. Um, but it is funny. I don't know. I've been thinking about like what am I doing online with this like whole thing? Like why am I here? What am I trying to get out of it? And it I don't know. It like I saw a post the other day that was like how I got paid $2,000 when I only have 6,000 followers on TikTok, and I was like, "Oh, you can get paid $1,000 and only have 6,000 fans on TikTok?" And then I realized like her entire channel is like basically branded already. Like it was very like, "Here's the soap I use, here's whatever I use," and I'm like, "Right, I say fuck every 2 words," and I'm talking about like an an 18 plus adult queer show. I'm not raking in brand recognition deals. The only brand I've ever tagged in anything was like I used to tag Sharpie every day because if I can get one thing, um, it would be free pens. That would make me really happy. There are a few things that would make me really happy. I would also love a Diet Coke sponsorship, but I don't think they're going to be banging down my door anytime soon. I do love finding out in business biographies just how many people drink Diet Coke. Um, ooh, I did do a lot of documentary recs at one point. That's interesting. Did you enjoy Free Solo? I haven't watched that one in a while. I was talking about Man on Wire recently. Man on Wire was one of my favorite documentaries because it also had this really lovely moment where it was like, and for punishment, he had to do a puppet show for kids. It's like, yeah, that is how we should like punish people, is making them do like actual public acts of service. Um, but was what is his name? That tightrope walker was roommates with my uncle when they were in the Barnum and Bailey circus together. Philippe Petit. And he had a really good Oscar speech. So I enjoyed that documentary a lot. It was watching him is mind bending, because it's the guy who walked between the Twin Towers in the 80s, 1974. So very cool. If you haven't seen Man on Wire, it did win an Oscar. It's very good. Um, yeah, God, I love a documentary. I almost went to college for documentary. I got into the Ithaca College like documentary program. Um, and then I made a documentary my senior year and it was like, I don't want to do this again. But thankfully I'm really like, I think I've been having a lot of thoughts lately about just like the skills that you gain that you don't necessarily know, like how they're going to come in handy later. And so like editing has been one of those things that for years and years my editing skills went nowhere and did nothing for me. And now I'm like, oh right, it's nice that I can edit things pretty quickly. It's nice that I know how to like pull clips from things. I did say this the other day, like I don't know how to torrent anymore. And that's like a big problem. But also I found my old hard drive and I was like, amazing. I have so many great shows on here. And it doesn't work. Um yeah. I'm with you. Um, Alex Honnold, like I do I would really love a documentary about like the psychology of men in sports because I will say I think I recommend this documentary at some point. I got very into cycling documentaries for a while because I have like a niche interest in Lance Armstrong and just like the idea of like American cultural heroes and what actually brings people down in society. Um, and at one point I watched Unchained, the like Tour de France documentary that's on Netflix that's dubbed. I think they dubbed everybody except the women, which I was like, what? And then I think they even dubbed the children. And I was like, Jesus, guys. Um, but a bunch of those guys would sit there and be like, "I do this all for my family." And I'm like, "No, you don't." Like, and so I think Alex Honnold, like, just kind of being like, "Yeah, I might die, and I don't really care if that affects my girlfriend," is like, what? um, I don't, in some ways, I'm like, at least he's honest about it. Like, there are plenty of people who feel that way who would not be honest. So we in no way have to give it to him, but you know, it is interesting. Also, like, what a weird feat. I think it's weird that he did that Netflix live climb. Like, that just feels like death tourism in a way, even though I know it was like for a boulder, like it was a safe bet kind of vibe, but like, I don't know. It reminded me of when like David Blaine used to do those public spectacles, and it was like, what's the magic? Like, are you saying it's magic that you don't have to eat for 30 days? That's just what? I was in London for like a day when he was hanging over the London Tower in 2003. I'm pretty sure it was 2003. It would have been 2003 or 2004. Um, and that was like the stunt where he was like hanging above the Tower of London and in a box for like 30 days. And he had a camera in the little glass box. And I don't know that America ever caught on to this surveillance technology, but in Ireland and in Britain, there's this it's a British company, but we got it in Ireland. Sky TV is like the Comcast of the UK, I would say. And your remote used to have different colored buttons on it. And if you hit the red button, it would like take you to live feeds. And the red button for like a month was just David Blaine sitting in a box. And then everybody figured out that he was getting food sent up the tube that he was sending his like excrement down, like because he had waste up there, even though he wasn't eating. Um just a very, very weird time was just David Blaine being like, what if I almost die? So that was interesting. But yeah, they also do this with like the Big Brother feeds. Like you could just hit the red button and you would watch the live feeds of Big Brother or whatever. And Big Brother UK was there. I do love that Love Island blew up because for years I had been trying to describe the phenomenon of watching a reality show with a pithy Scottish commentator over it, and no one understood what that was like. And then Love Island happened, and I was like, yeah, imagine like this kind of voice, but over MTV's Made. And the Made episodes were American kids, so they were just making fun of 16-year-olds. And I think it's interesting that anytime it is like an accented person over top, it's usually like a pretty like in terms of Britain, it's usually like a Scottish or an Irish person because like those accents are inherently seen as like lower class and like much more comedic. And I was talking to a friend today about how the Beatles were like the first working class celebrities and how that was like really important to their overall image. I should probably do something about the Beatles for how much I fucking know about them. But I don't like talking about the Beatles online because I don't like talking to men about the Beatles. Um, Hannah Moore's Bouldering made an excellent video. Ooh, cool. I'll check that out. I really enjoy watching experts talk about things, and especially things like bouldering, where I'm like, that's just a sensation I'll never have or chase. Like, I know people who do it, but you know, their grip strength is incredible, and I admire them very deeply. But also, no, like absolutely not. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of falling, and so like that is like the literal worst nightmare. Um, if I'm up high, but I'm like secure, I'm fine. If I'm up high and there's an edge, I'm not going anywhere near it. And I'll get nervous anytime someone does go near it. I cannot tell where I think it's here. I think this is where I'm supposed to look if I'm looking in the camera. I'm still like, it's so, the short form content is so fucking easy to make. I can't say, like, I really, anytime I feel like responding to people with like, make your own videos because they get like mad at things that I said or didn't say in my videos. And I'm like, make your own. I mean that because I'm like, it's literally the easiest thing I've ever done. It requires like no thought, no editing. Does that get me in trouble occasionally? Yeah. Have I ever been in real trouble? No. I got like mildly threatened by the Swifties for like a month and a half. What are they really going to get mad at? That I said that she was in a PR relationship from the time she was 15. Um, sorry. I'm sorry. I can't help it that I notice trends and patterns. It's not my fault. Um, I mean, I that video wasn't my like, you know, tightest and most coherent thesis statement on Taylor Swift as celebrity. But boy, did they get mad about it. Oh, they were, and it was so interesting. I will say, going up against the Taylor Swift fandom was one of the most interesting things because everybody thought that I was like, everybody assumes a lot of things about you when you have thoughts on the like I have gotten so many comments that are like how like especially when I was really making content, which was when I was like the most depressed and I wasn't hanging out with other people and all I was doing was sitting in my apartment and making videos because it I gave me a sense of control. That's what everything comes back